Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial on sharing, saving your files, and screenshots. One of the things that we like to do often on our mobile devices is share photos, files, web pages, whatever happens to be, from one app to the next, or maybe via email or messages. So I'll just use, for example, we'll go to Photos, and let's say I'm going to share, we'll just get a couple here. Okay, we'll share those two photos. Now, on iOS and Android, often you have this share button in the bottom left-hand corner. I call it the Sharo, and I didn't invent that. I heard it from someone else. But when I hit that share option, we often get this sort of same screen, and this is not limited to the Photos app, but lots of different things, whether you're in Safari or other apps. Usually we've got this line of your texts here, the most recent contacts that you could send. Then we've got a sharing apps row where I can send it via AirDrop, text, email, Facebook, Twitter, all those things. There's Drive, which we're going to look at in a second. If you don't see your particular app there, if you hit those three dots, often you can come over here and you can add the app that you want in the list. And if it's not listed, you can go to your settings and make sure that it has the shareable setting on. Then there are some photos options here where we can add to an album, create a slideshow, a watch face if you have Apple Watch, those sorts of things. So that Sharo there really brings up a lot of options in terms of sharing. The second part is if we want to actually save these files somewhere other than the particular app that it's in. So the two ways to do that, one, you'll see here in my list, I've got Google Drive listed. So I can go ahead and I can click on Google Drive, and then it opens kind of a Google Drive interface with those two images, and I can drill down on my folders, and I can choose my particular folders that I want. Okay, let's say I want it to go to Google Photos, and then I can save those there. And that's not just limited to photos. The other option, this is recently sort of changed or added in iOS, is the Save to Files option down here. So this is the sort of folder file navigator now on your iPhone. And so I've got it here. I've got it on my iPhone, so I can actually create folders under the Files, quote unquote, app in my iPhone, and you'll see those there if I want to store them locally on my phone. If you have Google Drive on your phone, you can also do it that way. And this is actually a little easier navigation. You'll see these folders drill down than the Google Drive app integration. This is new. It didn't used to be that way, but now it's significantly easier to roll through your folders and find exactly where you want it to go. And then depending if you have your iCloud Drive activated, which I don't, I just use Google Drive, you can use that way as well. So there's some sharing and saving options. The last thing is some screenshot options. So let's say, for example, I take a screenshot of this, and you can do that by pressing the power and the home button at the same time. And again, it depends on your version of the phone. Most people know how to do the screenshot on your phone, but when that markup or when that little icon pops up and you take it, usually you'll get the option here of editing. And so you can use the pencils, the highlighters, different things. But one of the things that is nice, if you're interested, and some people have to do this more and more with digital, if you hit the plus button down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you can actually then add like a text box, a signature, which is nice if you're doing a digital document signing and somebody sends you a PDF. You could screenshot that. You could add your signature right on top of it, okay? Move it around, land it, okay? And then turn around and save that photo and share it right back to them. Again, here's our Share button in that top right-hand corner. Now I've got my options of, do I want to save this to my Google Drive down here on Save to Files? Do I want to resend it via email? Whatever it happens to be. Also in those plus buttons are these opacity options. This is where you can sort of darken out different things. So in terms of teaching, maybe you've got a picture and you want to, there are certain cases where kids don't want their faces, or we can't have faces published. You can actually sort of take those areas, right? And then we can come in here and we can darken out the background or whatever it happens to be. So kind of a cool feature there on our screenshots. So that's saving, sharing, and some tools with screenshots.